Hello again, everybody. Zacatech is here by Wwe Fastlane review for tonight, Sunday, February 21st, 2016. And of course, coming to us from the Quicken Loans Arena, the Q, in Cleveland, Ohio, the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. With so many questions heading towards this pay-per-view and heading towards this little side trip down the road to WrestleMania. There's a pay-per-view that kind of should have made us be excited and add a little bit more intrigue into WrestleMania. Well, they still got a long way to go when it came to trying to get us hyped for Mania. Fastlane is a pay-per-view. It's been kind of a throwaway pay-per-view, second annual, and Fastlane was a hit and miss. Yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, you only had like maybe one or two really good matches in there. The rest were kind of like matches. And then you had the two segments I was seeing if something exciting would happen doing them. And I say this a couple times. That when WWE want to do, like, if WWE gets a chance to do something exciting, something groundbreaking to make us excited, something new, something fresh, give a chance to really make things exciting, they go the predictable route and fucking fail. And they failed on two fronts tonight. The New Day segment on the Anti-Christian Peep Show, which, come on, that's who they're feuding with next? And the main event match. Well, a fun main event match with some great spots. Unfortunately, like I said, they did go the predictable route. And boy, oh boy, Cleveland let the WWE had it when it comes to who won and what they thought about it. And I cannot wait to go to Baltimore and boo the hell out of him tomorrow night. 6.0 for this pay-per-view. It's just because of the booking. There were some people that lost that should not have lost. And like I said, very questionable things happen on this pay-per-view. Kind of a up and down pay-per-view. Like it's a hit and miss. And we head down to the Road to Mania. You didn't need a pay-per-view like this as you head down the Road to Mania. You need something fresh and exciting. And boy, oh boy, do they have a lot of things to figure out before Mania. Like last year, it's going to be a long road to WrestleMania. Long fucking road. Prepare for some ranting out of this. And I bet you a lot of people are going to be canceling their WWE Network subscriptions after tonight. I'm not. You know, wrestling, we love it. You know, it's like a drug. You know, we make out excuses about it, but we come back. It's like a fucking drug. Especially me going to Baltimore and Detroit. Let's get it rolling with the pre-show match. CALISTO against Alberto Del Rio for the United States Championship. Best 2 out of 3 falls. Now, I was surprised that this was on the pre-show. I kind of almost deserved it. This match, better than the other matches, but I hope this is the last match they have. When I found out they were wrestling again at Fastlane, I was like, come on, give CALISTO a new opponent. And the match was okay for the kickoff. You know, you had Del Rio getting himself DQ'd to get the first fall away from him. Like, he beat up CALISTO with the chair. But then capitalizing on that attack and taking him against the barricade, he knee stomped him and got the second fall. And numerous times you saw that we were going for the match. It was an okay match. They didn't botch like they did in the Woman match. The Woman match was plagued with botches. This one wasn't. So, yeah, CALISTO tried to fight back as Del Rio was like pounding on him, especially coming off the damage that he did to CALISTO doing the DQ, and of course beating him up after that DQ. And going for the, he did like a stomp from midair, and that was like he did like a stomp in the middle. That was a cool spot. And he kept stomping him, even going for the cross-arm. Oh, he was trying to go for cross-arm breaker, but in all of his other big moves. But CALISTO got back up, despite the damage he was being pummeled by Del Rio. Even at one point, Del Rio almost had a count out. I was like, come on. No, let CALISTO lose the title after only a month. Did Del Rio play hot potato again? Bring it back in after 9. Del Rio's going for a trio wall. He missed the stomp again. Well, not again. I think he did numerous attempts at the stomp after doing it a couple of times. But after missing that time with trio wall, going up for the stomp, missing it, CALISTO will get back up. Going for the Salida del Sol. But then Del Rio countered it. But then CALISTO turned into a roll-up in the 1-2-3 victory for CALISTO retaining the United States Championship. Hopefully we get another opponent, a new opponent for Del Rio, and more importantly, a new opponent for CALISTO at WrestleMania. 2.0, maybe 2. I'll give it 2.2. Because it was okay. They shouldn't have faced off again. So there you go. Next up, main card, main pay-per-view time. We have a tag team affair between Team Bad members, Naomi and Tamina, taking on the reluctant tag team of Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. This was a decent opener for the pay-per-view. Very fun tag team affair, especially even with Sasha and Becky kind of disagreeing at first. You know, the reluctant tag team partners. Yes, they had their team in their NXT days. You know, they teamed together in NXT days. But now they're going down separate paths. But their paths kind of set because they're going for that same path. Going for Charlotte. And more importantly, the Divas Championship. Gunning for that Divas Championship. So, with their mismanagement, Team Bad took advantage of Sasha and Becky's miscommunications and dominated during the early half of the matchup with Naomi doing the Leon kicks. Then, of course, Tamina coming in with her big, powerful skill and will. And I think Sasha and Becky carried the match, especially for Tamina, because Tamina's just big and just okay wrestling, even if she's relative Samoans. They were like isolating Becky throughout the majority of the match, really double teaming on her, even blocking numerous attempts at Becky when she had the opportunity to tag against Sasha. She just got knocked out of the apron by Naomi at one point in the match. But despite all the pummeling and one-sidedness, Becky did find a fire and fury to get back because of nasty moves. And boom, got the tag to Sasha Banks, hot tagging. People wanted Sasha, and they got her. Some nasty moves, clotheslines, knee stomps. Sasha was going for a big move. But then Tamina distracted Sasha for a second. And the wheel view was done by Naomi. But then Becky broke up the count. But eventually Tamina would get a hold of Becky. And Naomi would be held down by Sasha. And both Tamina and Naomi were put in the submission holds of respective Sasha and Becky. With Tamina being put in the disarmer. And more importantly, Naomi being put into the bank statement. And both would happen. The one that mattered was Naomi because she was the legal one. Actually, reversal. Tamina was in the bank statement. Naomi was in the disarmer. But it didn't matter. Both would happen. Tamina was legal. So there you go. Big victory for Becky and Sasha. But I wish something would have happened here when it comes to their going towards Charlotte, especially if they're rumoredly going with a triple threat affair for the Divas Championship involving Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky, especially if Charlotte would retain against Brie Bella tonight. 3.0, because it was a fun opening. You know, decent action. To give us enough time. You know, enough time and effort. But something bigger should have happened. It should have been a bigger payoff. Like Sasha and Becky turning on each other, maybe. You know, because they are both gunning for that Divas Championship. So something big could have happened there. But nothing happened. But we'll see if something big happens as we head towards Raw in the weeks before Mania. Now on to, if there was any good match tonight, this is probably it. For the Intercontinental Championship, we have Kevin Owens against Dolph Ziggler. Yes, they've been wrestling a whole lot lately. They've been wearing the novelty low. You know, the novelty of these two wrestling is wearing off because they wrestled so many goddamn times. We're sick of them wrestling. We love them wrestling and all, but they've been wrestling every week. They're wrestling, whether it's in a singles match or in a tag match or fatal five-way. It's wearing thin. But hopefully, if this is the last match for a while, which it should be, great way to go out for a while. Really good action, really fun match. Probably the closest thing to anything good in this pay-per-view. The closest thing. There was a very hard physical matchup, especially with Ziggler fighting in Cleveland, Ohio, his home state. Looked really good. Good match. Sort of KO, man. Both guys look good. There's some really good spots. Super kick party, Palooza. It was kind of funny to see WWE people mention Super Kick Party. Too sweet up in here, Bullet Club. So, Kevin Owens went for his big moves. Awesome matchup, going for the pump up a couple times. Going for the cannon. I think he did a cannonball once. Ziggler got some big moves, including a famous serve at one point. It was a really good, fun match. Very fun spots. The crowd was really into it. Crowd in Cleveland. I was at Cleveland for NXT House Show last year, and they were a good crowd. And it was in a Goa theater, too. And they were a good crowd there. And they were a decent crowd tonight. The Q. So Ziggler tried to fight back with some big moves, including her commanding KO against the steel barricade after Owens was trying to powerbomb Ziggler on the apron. But despite Ziggler's best efforts, big super kicks and everything, and Hurricanranas, including I want to get to steel steps. And there's a lot of super kicks in this match. A lot of time how many super kicks. Both guys delivered do some stiff super kicks too, especially the one that Owens nailed on Ziggler. Damn, you can hear the snap out of that when Owens delivered that super kick to Ziggs. But after Ziggler was going for another super kick later on, the ending was when Ziggler was going for a super kick. Owens ducked it. Big boot from Owens, setting up the power bomb. And 1-2-3 victory for Kevin Owens, retaining his Intercontinental Championship after just winning it last Monday on Raw in the Fatal 4-Way against Ziggler, Ambrose, and Stardust, and Tyler Breeze. 3.8. For this match, the closest thing to anything good in this pay-per-view. Like, the best match of the night for sure. That wasn't that bad either. Despite who won. It's like the woman match. It was fun, but we didn't like who won. We won't complain about Triple H that much winning last month, but tonight, predictable. Wow, wins out again. So, there you go. 3.8 for this great match between Owens and Ziggy. We go from that to 6-person tag, should I say 6-man tag. Big Show, Kane, and Ryback, the Titans, taking on the Wyatt family. Strowman, Harper, and Warren. I knew this match was going to be set up because of the beatdowns on these three guys. They being the Wyatt beating down these three guys, setting up to something big. Although, spoiler, they didn't attack Lesnar. That's really positive about the main event. Is that there was rumors Wyatt were going to get involved in the match, but they never did. So that was the only positive. There was no interference in the main event. But when this match was announced after Raw, this was like the end segment of Raw. I was like, ugh, this is not the way you end Raw before pay-per-view. Having the fifth least exciting storyline end Raw. And for what it was not as bad as I thought. It was just a brawl. But the ending was like the end of main event ending. What? Despite Wyatt's looking good, the match of being really beaten down on the three Titans, as they're calling them. Big Show, Ryback, and Kane. Even Titans look okay. Like, Big Show, yes, we don't like him and character changes, but I like his awesome podcast. I actually liked, we may not like his character, the way his character's being booked in the company the last couple years, turning so many times. He makes more turns than a girl changes clothes, you know? He's had more turns than he's had more number of turns than number of periods a girl has. Sorry, bad jokes. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, the tags look okay in this matchup too. For the most, it was like I said, it was like breath and break match, but but then for the pay-per-view kind of went down after this match. Big Show again because of choke slams in. They went back. Despite some numerous interference for the Wyatt, including Brie. Ryback got the shell shock on Harper and 1-2-3 victory for the Titans. Wow. I love the Wyatt, but the fucking booking's like ridiculous. You know, and I've said this a couple of times about Wyatt's booking. Every time Wyatt's look good, heading towards a big match, like before the match, they beat up people, and then it gets a competent match, they just fucking play the foils. They fucking lose the competent match. You know, they're looking so good, beating down these guys, you know, in matches, but they fucking lose a competent match. Come on. This is why it's hard to like the Wyatts, because the booking's so inconsistent. You know, they want us to take the Wyatts seriously as a dominant force, but how can we take him seriously when after all the beatdowns to all these 3 guys, the good guys win anyway? Come on, guys. You kind of failed on many fronts. This is one of those big fails. Having the Wyatts lose to Big Show, Ryback, and Kane. Kind of a head scratcher. 2.2. It gets 2 extra points for not being as bad as I thought it was going to be. But it still was like, the ending was kind of like, why did the Wyatts lose? They should have won this match. It would have benefited them more than Big Show. Like, what does Kane and Big Show and Ryback take away from this match? Just get a little bit of revenge? They'll benefit nothing from this match. Wyatt would have benefited a lot from this match, especially the going to head Brie take on Brock. You know, they would have benefited a lot more from this victory than the other guys, you know? On to the next affair. Women's title match. Divas title match. Shawn against Brie Bella. Brie getting the sympathy because of her husband and her sister's injuries. And the match, okay. Brie botched a little bit in the matchup. And in my mind, Shawn carried the match. In my mind, Shawn carried the match. And it was okay. You know, Shawn looked good in the matchup. Brie trying to look her best. But she's small. She's very little. No wonder she's going to retire soon. It's the rumor on flying about her retirement coming up. You know, Shawn came with some big flying moves. The head scissors thing that when she puts her head scissors and knocks her head off and stuff. And focused on her arm and her neck. And they were both poking fun at each other, especially when Shawn was keeping doing the yes thing. Poking fun of D-Bry. And even making fun of Nikki and Brie's dance. But Brie had a little one-up too by making fun of Wick doing this flare strut in the match. They're both trying to copy each other's moves. More importantly, Shawn trying to copy Nikki Bella's moves by trying to do the Alabama Slammer. With Brie was countering. Even Brie her macho husband doing the kicks. It was a little help from Flair. Flair got involved in the match as Brie had the yes lock. She tried doing yes lock one time and didn't look like she was going to lock it in. But she eventually did lock in the yes lock. But with Ric Flair's help, Shawn would get out of it. And with Brie's bad knee too, because Brie went for a big drop kick and her knee gave out. You know, she's not gingerly in her knee. And when she did the yes lock and got out of it, her knee gave out, and that's when Shawn took advantage of that, and her distractions from her dad took advantage of that too, and put Brie in the figure eight. Yes, the figure eight. And Brie started tapping. Charlotte retained. 2.5. Match was okay, but I still wish I wish Sasha and Becky would have came out though. If they were trying to set up Mania with this pay-per-view, they kind of failed on all fronts. Then they have Sasha or Becky come out, or both come out and attack Charlotte after the match. I knew what happened at Royal Rumble as well, when, you know, Sasha came out and attacked Charlotte, but come on, this is a pay-per-view to do it before Mania to set some up. You know, maybe they're saving it for Raw. Having a segment between Sasha and Becky and Charlotte on Raw tomorrow. When I'm in Detroit, man, shit's got to go down tomorrow, man. Tomorrow's Raw's got to make up for okay pay-per-view. And have us feel a little better heading down this road to WrestleMania. The long and winding road to WrestleMania. Like last year. But hopefully it's a big payoff. Because last year was a long winding road to Mania. And we did have a big payoff. Seth Rollins cashing in. But with no possibility of that happening this year. We'll see what goes down. On to our next scenario. AJ Styles against Chris Jericho. This was a good match. Better than other matches they've had. There was a couple botches in there, including one move. And AJ was going for a Hurricanrana move up the top rope, and he landed badly on his neck. Like Jericho spiked him. I think he was going for a cold breaker, maybe off the middle rope, but he kind of botched it. And Jericho looked kind of old in that way. Like Jericho, I've always been a big Jericho guy, but his recent comeback turn, it's not going so well. It's not getting over as good. His shtick is older than a lot of us. You know, his catchphrase is always, like, when Wyatt comes back, it's always fun. But when Jericho came back, it's like, we didn't buy it. He needs to start here again. It kind of teased like, come on, you stupid son of a bitch. And AJ, in his first pay-per-view match. Going for some big moves, flying forms, and also nailing the Pele. And his first singles match on a pay-per-view was good with Jericho. And it was split, too. You had a lot of AJ Styles fans and Mighty J fans. Fans were split in the match. And it was a fun little affair between these two guys. Two great high-flying guys. Jericho go for the both went for their big submissions. At one point, Jericho had the Walls of Jericho. And of course, Jericho was put in many times. Many attempts from AJ to do the calf killer. And both going for the other big moves. Of course, Cold Breaker was done. Lion Salt, and of course, AJ came back with some big flying moves. Going for the Styles Clash, but he did connect after several attempts. But Jericho kicked out of that. So the Jericho would be put in again by the AJ to the calf killer. It's not called calf crusher, but I call it calf killer. And Jericho tapped out to the calf killer. I was like, AJ's got to win this one. And he did. And it was a fun little affair, fun match. Fun little spot for these two guys. Great action. 3.4 for this match. Great match for these two guys. Better than the matches they've had recently. Because they have a lot more time. Now on to a segment that started off so great. It had so much promise. And it ended with a wah, wah. The Cutting Edge Peep Show with Edge and Christian. With the New Day as your special guests. And they had some fun banner to start off with. It started off so good. The interaction between Edge and Christian New Day was priceless. And I'm kind of sad that the New Day have become like Edge and Christian when it comes to being the comedic heels. And they've had so much fun. And when it was announced, this talk show segment, a lot of people were saying it could lead up to something. Something big. Something exciting. Because why have a talk show segment on a pay-per-view if it wasn't going to set up anything? Well, there was some rumors buzzing that we're going to see a new tag team debut tonight coming from NXT. And one of my faves, Enzo and Cass. They have been touring with the main roster, doing some house show appearances. So there's rumors flying about Enzo and Cass debuting. And I was like, cool. We need to do fresh tag team meet. The teams they got now, who's going to feud with New Day from the current roster right now? Ascension? Oh, no. League of Nations? Oh, no. What? Fail! That's what I'm talking about, people. Instead of having Enzo and Cass debut, and they would have got a huge pop from debuting, instead the New Day called out the League of Nations. Of all teams for a New Day to feud with, I would rather have gone with the Ascension! Fuck League of Nations! I'm sorry. They're trying to do a New Day face turn? This is not the way to do it. With a New Day face turn. Have a feud with the League of Nations? Ugh. I don't know why they got a fresh meat. They made the Usos like a million times. They need some new meat. But if you want to turn them face, make them feud with the fucking Ascension. Fuck the League of Nations, man. They're not over at all. People have to go away. They had so much build-up, but then they just failed. Especially with one guy injured and maybe leaving after the summer. Talking about you, Wwe. Who are they going to fucking wrestle? Del Rio and Rusev? How is the New Day going to have any fun with this scenario? How? How is the New Day going to, salvage this situation? They're entertaining, and they're awesome. But that can only take you so far when you're in a fucking feud with League of Nations. I hope it's only a short program, and this is not the feud for WrestleMania. And also, we don't get any more multi-team tag team matches. And hopefully we get a tag team title match on the main show of Mania, not the pre-show. Especially with New Day being so over. It's like, come on. Don't waste a New Day on the pre-show, please. A Mania this year, let them be on the fucking main show in a one-on-one tag team match. but none against the League of Nations. This was the segment that ended up being, that went so well in the beginning, ended up being a, what? Head scratcher. You know what I mean? It's like, ugh. I would rather, like, Enzo and Cass would have so much fun with New Day. You know, they would want, Enzo's as good on the mic as Xavier. I can only imagine the mic battles, but League of Nations? Like, that's the typical example. Oh, and WWE wants to do something exciting, something fresh. If they have an opportunity to do something new and exciting, have Enzo and Cass debut. No, they fail. League of Nations. Or to quote another sad trombone. Wow, 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 wow. Price is Right. Or should I say with this one? The price is wrong, bitch. Let me go from that to a match that should have been a wall. Curtis Axel gets R-Truth. This is a match that kind of set the whole Golden Truth thing. We've seen like these segments for weeks, but R-Truth rejecting Goldust's offers to tag as a Golden Truth. Now that's what I would have loved to have seen. Golden Truth getting together. I would have seen New Day feud against Golden Truth at this point than fucking League of Nations. Now that would have been a lot better. Like anybody in New Day except League of Nations. That would have been a lot better. If they weren't going to have Enzo and Cass debut, they should at least Goldust and R-Truth getting together. But this match kind of fell flat. Especially it was after the Cutting Edge Peep Show. It was like, you know, trying to kill time. But it just fell flat. 1.0. With R-Truth taking advantage. And even Goldust came in, but he kind of inadvertently, on purpose, caused R-Truth the match as he tossed Adam Wells in. If R-Truth distracted by that, Curtis Axel capitalized on it with a pinfall. Now, I love the Social Outcasts. I do. I like this stuff. They're a fun little heel jobber team. But this kind of fell flat. It should have been on Raw, not on a pay-per-view, especially a big pay-per-view like this. Now on to the main event of the evening. Wyatt button. In the triple threat match for the WWE Heavyweight Championship number contendership. Triple H is part-timer, but he's not defending the title. There were a lot of people on the internet, people were like, why isn't Triple H in a pay-per-view? The champ should be on a pay-per-view. Defend the title every month. We complained about that with Lesnar. When he wasn't defending the title every month, when he was champion, guess what? He's up for a championship opportunity again in this match. As he would take on Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. The good and the bad. The good. This match was a fun triple threat. Take away who won. This was a really fun triple threat. It kind of almost saved the pay-per-view when it came to like the rest, like after the Ambrose and Owens match, the pay-per-view kind of fell down. You know, it just crumbled. Some matches, some stupid decisions, especially in the Wyatt match and the New Day segment. League of Nations? Why? Sorry. It was a fun triple threat. Lesnar looked like a fucking beast early. He got cheered. Ambrose got cheered. Wayne's got booed out of the fucking building. And I was like, man, if Wayne's wins, he's going to get eaten alive. There'll be a fucking riot. And I did like what they did. They beat Wayne's and Ambrose. They took out Lesnar, not once but twice, by double powerbombing on both the Spanish announce table and the English announce table. But Lesnar kept getting back up, though. And that gave us some chance to see Ambrose and Wayne finally duel against each other. Because until the first powerbomb to Lesnar, they haven't even touched each other. They're mostly double teaming on Lesnar or getting suplexed already by Lesnar. Or F5'd. But then when Lesnar was out for those brief moments, we saw some good action between Ambrose and Wayne. Going back and forth, and Ambrose got popped. And I was hoping for Ambrose to win. Now that's something exciting, WWE. Something exciting. You know, no one saw coming. So there's these two are dueling now with some big moves, and Ambrose getting cheered, and like I said, Wayne's getting booed louder than he was in the Royal Rumble last year. Or this year. Both guys going for the big finishes. Wayne's giving a Superman punch, and Ambrose even had dirty deeds at one point. And it was one other cool spot when Ambrose nailed both guys with a chair as Wayne was being put in the Kimura lock by Lesnar. And also the best part of the night that everyone's talking about. Ambrose was being set up by Wayne's for a Samoan drop, and then Lesnar suplexed them both while Ambrose was in that Samoa drop hold by Wayne's. That was an awesome spot, by the spot of the night. Spot of the match. So, fun match with some fun action. So I thought, what's good in the match? Let's go what's bad in the match. Who won? Let the right thing begin. So Lesnar got taken out by Reigns and stuff with the punches and stuff. And then steel chairs from Ambrose took out Lesnar, which let Roman Reigns, the Superman punch Ambrose. After Ambrose looked good, going for 30 again. And then 1-2-3 victory for Roman Reigns. Here's a fake gun. And this gun is WWE holding it. And when it comes to pulling the trigger on letting Ambrose be pushed. And he had a great push with Lesnar. He looked good in this match. He looked awesome in this match. In the building, wanting a piece of Lesnar. He got taken to Suplex City all right tonight. And when they had the chance to do something shocking and something exciting and pull the trigger and letting Ambrose win and giving the people what they want and not seeing Reigns win again, they failed miserably and let Reigns win again. You know, and it's fucking predictable again. You know, when Triple H won the Royal Rumble, the entire rest of the fucking pay-per-view sketch was fucking written already. It just had to be acted out. You know, the script was already written after Triple H won. And now, it's all going to play out now. You know, script was already written for Fastlane. Reigns was going to fucking win. And Ambrose was going to get pinned. But there was one part of the script that was changed. That the Wyatts were going to interfere. Thankfully, we didn't have no interference from the Wyatts. That was one good part. That we didn't see Wyatts interfere and ruin the match and take out Lesnar. We didn't see that. But especially coming up to the loss, the questionable loss against Big Show, Kane, and Ryback, it was good for them not to attack Lesnar tonight. Maybe they're all saving it for War tomorrow in Detroit. Maybe all this stuff that should happen tonight may happen tomorrow when I'm at War. So now the script's been written for WrestleMania. Reigns is gonna fucking win at WrestleMania. You don't need to pay $10. You don't need to pay $9.99 for WrestleMania now. We all know Reigns is gonna fucking win the Mania. And he's gonna get. If you thought Reigns got his ass boot tonight in Cleveland, wait till Detroit tomorrow. And more importantly, wait till WrestleMania. Triple H will get the biggest face pop. Ironically, there's big irony here. 10 years ago, Triple H, the heel, took on John Cena at WrestleMania 22 in Chicago. Cena was the face that, and this is when people were starting to get Cena. This is when the Cena hate started. When people started to boo Cena. And people booed the hell out of Cena and cheered the hell out of Triple H. We're going to get that scenario all over again at WrestleMania 32. 10 years later, we're going to see Triple H get cheered his ass off for being a heel, and Roman Reigns get his ass booed out the building. But it won't be in Chicago. It won't be at Allstate Arena. It'll be in a bigger stage. AT&T Stadium. I know Reigns is more bankable, and I said this last week in my long review. WWE's trying so hard to push Reigns and to make him the guy. Make us believe that he's the guy. We're not buying it, WWE. We're not buying it. No matter how many efforts, no matter how many obstacles you put in Reigns' way to make us feel sympathetic, no matter what tactics you use to make us want Reigns' champion, we're not fucking buying it. No, we're not fucking buying it. We're not fucking buying it anymore. Like, no matter how much you want to push Reigns, we don't want him. You know, they're trying so hard to make Reigns the guy, but he's not the guy. the guy. And like I said, a lot of people are going to be canceling their subscriptions tonight in anger of Reigns winning. But those people canceling tonight after the pay-per-view, I said it in the beginning. It was fucking predictable. You saw it coming. You saw Reigns coming and winning. You should have canceled that. You know what I mean? But it's the thing with WWE. They piss us off so much. You know, they make us want to cheer and win. But when there's times when they do get it right, in those few opportunities that the ring does get something right, we get excited about it. Like when Rollins cashed in on Reigns last year. That was a hell of a moment, especially I called it last year, especially after Reigns won. And seeing the reaction that he got. You know. And trying to salvage it by having Rollins cash in, and guess what he did? But that it's out this year. I don't know what with injuries, and they're running on a short load of superstars. A lot of people are getting injured, but this is the best you can do with all these people getting injured. Man, like I said, it's going to be a long and winding road to WrestleMania 32. No Cena, unless he makes a surprise return soon, which I'm hearing rumors about. It's going to be a long road to Mania 32, and they got to do a lot to make us want to get it. They got to have a lot of effort. Put a lot of effort in these next couple walls. Every wall and every SmackDown from now until Mania will be very important. Because they need to sell Mania so fucking hard right now. Because the main event's not going to sell anything. Although, I'd rather see that match than seeing Lesnar and Triple H again. I'm sorry. A lot of people cheering for Lesnar. But I don't want to see Lesnar and Triple H again. You thought Triple H and Owens was the worst main event of all time? Triple H and Lesnar would have been the worst main event of all time. The matches they had in 2013 were fucking horrid. Even in a steel cage match, it was fucking horrid. No matter what stipulation you put in a Triple H Lesnar match, they fucking suck. So there you go. It's going to be a long and winding road to WrestleMania 32. We got to hold on. And it's going to take a lot to be excited about. And I'm going to Baltimore. I'm going to Warren Detroit. You know? And I will make a review of Baltimore from a live event standpoint and see how many people do boo the hell out of Reigns tomorrow night at Joe Louis Arena. So, if Fastlane wants, and they were trying to make Fastlane an important pay-per-view, they're trying to make Fastlane a very viable pay-per-view, well, tonight, Fastlane is and always will be a throwaway pay-per-view. And if they want us to take Fastlane seriously, they gotta take it seriously. They didn't take it seriously tonight with a lot of questionable things. So, the War of Mania, it's gonna be a long one. But we'll try to make it. Like we did last year. So there you go. 6.0 for Fastlane. That is it for the Fastlane review. I shall end with this. At least it was better than fucking Bellator with that of 5,000 and Kimbo and Royce Gracie and Shamrock. God, those fights fucking sucked. Comparison for another day. Once again, thank you for watching. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the review from Zach. See you later. Yeah.